Well, hello everyone, welcome back to another video. This is a game week review for blank game week 34. How is everyone doing? How did your free hit go? We're gonna look at how mine did. Spoiler alert, you can see by my mood, probably not so well. I guess my luck ran out on game week 31 when I played my wildcard, because it's been some couple of rough game weeks. I played 4 chips in a row and 3 red arrows in 4 weeks. I only got a green, a small green, on game week 32 when I played my triple captain. It was a small green by a margin of 1 or 2 points, I don't remember. And 3 red arrows. Or I am on a green arrow now after the free hit, but there's an I'm on a green arrow by a margin of 1 point. And then Nottingham Forest is gonna play Brentford on Thursday, I think. Yeah. So unless Chris Wood and Buemo both blank and get a red card, I'm for certain to end up in another red arrow after playing my free hit. I don't know. You would think, like, how is that possible? I didn't go too differential on the free hit, and people ended up on over 100 points. Some 100, some close to 100, some over 100. How is it possible that I end up on a red? Wait and see. Let's just jump straight into it. Yeah. It's I don't even know what to say at this point. It's just been shocking for 4 game weeks for me. Let's just go to the fantasy app over here. Go to fantasy. And as you can see, I'm on 83 points. 93 points doesn't seem too bad, because a lot of people have been on 90, 93, 92, 100, 103. I've seen 113. Depends on your luck. And if I go to points, so if you see this team, the striking line is exactly the same as everyone else's, I'm assuming, of the FPL elite content creators and the people on Twitter, the FPL people on Twitter, who are, you know, good FPL players. So let's just remove that from the equation, okay? Because everybody had the same CUNHA, Isak, and Raul. Raul blank, but doesn't matter, again. I had Wood until last second. I switched to... I don't know why. And even I told myself the whole week, like, don't bring in Raul Jimenez just because of peer pressure. Keep Wood. I had a hunch that Wood was going to do well against Brentford. And I was like, I'm not going to switch it. And then last second, I think the reason, it wasn't the peer pressure per se, but I was like, wait, Wood is going to play on the FA Cup, and then the next game is on Thursday. So we never know what's going to, he can get injured and all of that. I was like, I'd rather have a player that plays today. So I was like, oh, you know what, everyone has Raul, damage limitation, bring in Raul Jimenez. And he blanked, of course. And then I have Barnes on the midfield, who maybe not everyone has. Some people had Murphy, who got an assist, so he's just 3+ points. Doesn't really matter. No big difference. Kluivert, some people have had, some people not. Some managers have had Palmer instead of Kluivert. Palmer also blanked with 3 points, so it doesn't matter. Some managers have Buemo, so that will wait and see how they do. And some managers have Wood. I keep saying people all the time in all my videos. I should refer to managers, but also we're not really managers. It's just a game, so I'm just going to continue with saying people. Salah captain again, 16 points. Got an 8-pointer. You know, no complaints. Luis Diaz also, everyone had. Ain't Nori, everyone had. And Sessegnon, almost everyone had. The only 2 different players that I had from the masses, and maybe one of them, because a lot of people had Pope too. They had Pope. Some had Sanchez. And a minority had Jose Sa, who we all know went on, to do a miracle and save a penalty and keep a clean sheet and get bonus points. So Pope, let's say Pope, not the most highly owned. I mean, I could have had Leno, which was worse. He blanked. And Leno was in my team for a while. So I went, last day I went Pope and Sessegnon instead of Trippier and Leno. Trippier, though, got 15 points, but I was still being less points than Sessegnon and Pope. But then, I could have had Trippier and Leno as well. as I said. I don't know, like it's just feel like Trent got me an assist. And I said I wanted to have Trent because 2 seasons ago, I keep repeating myself. Season 22-23, I went the entire season without the mighty Mo Salah. From week 1, I didn't own him at all. And I still ended up on 34, inside the 34k, which is, I think, considering that I didn't have own Salah, pretty respectable. Because people at the beginning of the season were telling me, see you at the 3 million rank at the end of the season. That didn't happen. I had better rank than some people who owned them. A lot of managers who owned them. And then the only week I owned him was on free hit towards the end of the season. And he did very well on that free hit for me. So I thought, you know what? History repeats itself. I haven't owned Trent Alexander-Arnold. I've been very against owning Trent this entire season. So I haven't owned him for a single game week. And I was like, yeah, I should have him in my free hit, just like with Salah. And he's probably going to do well. They did not keep a clean sheet. Unfortunately, they conceded first and then ended up 5-1. But he did got an assist, so it's not that bad. And generally, it's not horrible. The only 3 players that blanked for me were Kluivert, Barnes, and Raul Jimenez. So Raul, I mean, it shouldn't be that bad, but I'm still somehow on... Yeah. So I was 7,000 something rank. I'm 6,693. Not good. Not good because look, some red arrows in some of the leagues. And there's still a game to play. And Buemo and Chris Wood are pretty highly owned players. So just by them playing, showing up, I'm going to end up in a red arrow. If they do amazing, I'm going to end up in a huge red arrow. But this is life, you know. 4 chips played, 3 red arrows. I mean, since game week 6 when I played my wild card, I had 1 or 2 small red arrows. I mean, we're talking about game week 6 all the way to game week 31. And then I had 3 red arrows in the time space when I played 3 chips. Wildcard, 4 chips. Wildcard, triple captain, bench boost, and free hit. So, not a great game week for me. It was a great game week for a lot of people. Not a great game week for me. What more can I say? This is it. I'm 83 points. 83 points, sorry. It's going to be a red, unfortunately. I'll talk about that probably. No, the game is on Thursday night, is it? So I can't. I'll make my team selection video on Thursday, but not that late. So let me just go very quick. I'm going to keep this video short because it's just I'm very bored of... There's not much. I mean, it could have been much more to talk about if I had a better game week, but I feel like everyone had similar free hit and they did amazing. You know, if you had that combination in defense, Jose Sa, Trippier, Sessegnon, and Aït-Nouri, you're living life right now. You're in the beach, stretching your legs, just enjoying the sun and living life. But I did not, so I don't get to experience that. This is how the team is looking for game week 35. I mean, after... I think I overreacted in my last video. It was like my team is shit because it's not that with a couple of transfers the team is going to be much better because no one is actually, if you go look at it, every team is playing some difficult teams. Somehow, the mixed match, the shit teams are playing each other and you don't want players from shit teams. And somehow all the other teams, like, yeah, it's just there's no good. Of course, with 2 or 3 transfers, I could have better team. But like, it's not that tragic. You know, this team might do better than if I don't do some transfers. Yeah, I've got Martinez in goal. I don't know why. Because I feel like Arsenal, it depends. My thought was, you know, they're going to be too focused on the Champions League. So they might, just like they played against Crystal Palace. I don't think they played. They played in the 3rd gear. They didn't give it all. And they conceded 2 goals. So it might be one of those cases. And I have a Saliba. So I thought, you know, if I have like a... one Aston Villa. I have double Aston Villa and double Arsenal defense. So I thought if I could combine, you know, have Martinez instead of Raya and Saliba instead of Konsa, I'll get, you know, a 50-50 chance of one of them if one of them keeps a clean sheet, the other doesn't. you know, at least I'll have 1 clean sheet instead of none. Because if I go to Aston Villa and Aston Villa doesn't keep a clean sheet and Arsenal does, then I'll cry myself to death. If I go double Arsenal and Aston Villa keeps a clean sheet and they don't, I'll cry myself to death again. So maybe this is the chance to reduce, you know, or not. I mean, it's a risk. It's a lower risk, but lower reward. If I go double Arsenal, they both keep a clean sheet. That's, you know, it's amazing. But this is how I might revert back to Raya. I don't know. Let's see about that. I have Munoz, Nottingham Forest at home. You know, Crystal Palace were looking horrible. Maybe just their head was in that semi-final because they smashed Aston Villa in the semi-final. They smashed them. So suddenly, Crystal Palace doesn't look bad. People are like, I'm happy to have triple Crystal Palace. So I'm happy too. Doesn't matter. And I do have Livramento on my bench and CUNHA if I want to bench Munoz. Saliba, as I said, no problem. Even though their head might be in the Champions League. And then Guardiola, super happy with having Guardiola. He scored in the FA Cup though. But triple City, very happy in general having triple City. I hope De Bruyne, because he missed the FA Cup, I hope he plays in the Premier League. And then if you go to midfield, I've got Rodgers, Fulham at home. You know, it is what it is. He's an enabler. I don't have a better option. Salah, Chelsea away. Difficult match. I don't feel like he's going to get much, but there's no way better options out there. Saka, Bournemouth at home. Most likely Saka is going to be sold from Buemo because if I sell Saad from Buemo, I don't have the money, so I would have to sell Martinez or someone else to get some money and get a -4 for no reason. So I just feel like I'm going to sell Saka and get Buemo. So it's going to be Buemo instead of Saka there. I'm not going to make transfers yet because we just might have a double game week in 36. And that wasn't likely after Palace beat Villa and after City beat Nottingham Forest. But apparently Tottenham has sent a request to the Premier League to move their match. So we might have a double in 36, which is why I'm going to wait until deadline or last game before deadline. Last day before deadline. Jesus. To see if they're confirmed doubles, and that might change my transfer policy. But for now, Buemo is practically locked in for Saka. Then I've got De Bruyne at Wolves home. Again, no problem. And then Ismail Assad, Nottingham Forest home. Again, no problem. I've got Marmoush Wolves at home. No problem. Captaincy is on him at the moment. Most likely it's going to change. I don't know to who though. And Isak, Brighton at home. Away, no problem. And on the bench I have CUNHA for cover and Livramento for cover, which isn't too bad. The only issue is that Evan Nilsson got a red card and now he's suspended. I wasn't going to play him this game week, but next game week, Aston Villa at home. And his last game week, they're playing Leicester at home. That's crazy good. So I could keep him on my bench, but it just feels like that spot is better used. So I'm going to see what I do. For this game week, I think the only free transfer that I have, I have only one, right? Yeah. The only free transfer that I have is probably going to go Saka to Buemo. And the team would look like this. Doesn't look too bad. And then on the next game week, I'll just have to think about it because I might take a minus next game week. I think for this game week, it's fine with just Buemo. Unless we have some confirmed doubles. But even if they get confirmed, they're going to be confirmed for game week 36. And then I might take a minus on 36 or 2. No, just 1. I think I've taken only 2 hits the entire season, so pretty impressive. So yeah, that's it. I'm not going to keep it for longer. As I said, not the greatest of free hits for me. I wish I would have, been in excess of 100 something points. I'm trying to. I'm first in most of my mini leagues because my rank is still better than most. It's inside the 6K. But some mini leagues, I'm either second or not so far away from first. But I just feel like with this luck that I've had in the last 4 game weeks, they're escaping from me. And I would really now, my aim is to win those mini leagues. In my country, I'm second, and I'm trying to at least win that. That would be awesome because I've never been first. But let's see how it goes. I mean, I can't speak too soon. Let's see. But thank you again for watching. Please like and subscribe and support us and all of that. Trying to make content enjoyable and entertaining. And I'll see you on Thursday for the team selection video. Bye. Subscribe. Come on. Just do it. I'm waiting. Just do it.